She came out the barn door with the dildo. Did you hear that? Yeah, that's it.
Covey leader to identify Baker T. Rambo, Mesner, Ortega, Coletta, Jorgensen, Danforth, Barry, Krakauer.
Hey, are you Dirty Mike?
How you fellas doing?
And now you're Rolling Rogue with Krakauer and Dirty Mike.
This is Colonel Trump. Talk to me, Johnny.
Thanks for the F Shack. Love Dirty Mike and the boys.
What's up, everybody? You're watching Rolling Rogue Podcast. I'm Krakauer.
Dirty Mike.
What's going on, everybody? First topic off the gate tonight, I'm telling you, is should a man take a bath? And why are we asking this question? But why, Dirty Mike?
I have no idea why.
I have no idea why. Maybe that post you put on Facebook of yourself taking a bath. Full-grown ass man taking a bath.
Oh, you mean that shoulders up picture I took after I drank 4 mini bottles of Jack Daniels? And I even put that on the post. I said, I'm taking a bath cowboy style like Hank Williams. All right.
2021, what does that mean, people? Cowboy style. Broke back bathtub. That's what I got out of it, okay?
Well,
No business taking a bath by yourself. With a female, totally understandable. By
No,
yourself
well,
at your age, taking
there's
a
a-
bath, and then the audacity to post it on Facebook.
a lot of females like my posts. And they
What did I
comment.
tell you about that when you said that to me yesterday? I told you that's just because females lie.
No.
They don't know how to tell you the truth.
No,
They'll be like, "Oh my God, what did he do?" And then they're like, "Oh, it was so nice."
Men have been taking baths forever. All right.
That's because we didn't have showers.
Some of the best men have taken baths.
And then they stopped once a shower was made.
Hillbillies took baths and like.
Well, they still do because it's all they got.
Yeah, and those
Especially
little,
if
what
you're
do they
making
call those
moonshine.
little tin tubs they had?
Yeah, well, I mean, if that's
Right.
all you had back in the day, but I mean, it's 2021.
All right, well, Jim Morrison died in the bathtub.
Yeah, well, I mean, the drugs led him there. So, how did you get to the bathtub?
Drugs.
Ah,
No,
that's
but
hilarious.
I'm just saying that baths are a manly thing, especially bubble baths. I
No,
mean,
they're not. They're
Yeah,
not.
they do.
Not in any of the circle of dudes I've ever hung out with. Actually, I'd probably get punched in the face by half my buddies if I tell them I took a bath. Let alone post a picture of it.
Well, posting a picture of it's one thing, okay? But let's say if you're a guy and they had baths in Red Dead Redemption, and that was 2018 when that came out.
Yeah, but in Red Dead Redemption, they actually got bathed by girls, so it wasn't.
Thank
gay.
you. Hello.
By the way, this is B-Man. He's our production guy.
Uh,
Should start introducing him to
AKA
you, so.
Fingers, AKA B Man, for real.
No, I'm just saying baths have always been a manly thing, and I know it's
That's not
generally
true. It's
no,
not.
generally women like to take baths because they got bubble baths and all that shit. But the Epsom salt stuff that I got, I put it in the bath. I mean, it helps me out. It helps my back and shit. So, and I got a big ass tub, dude.
Man, I
I got a
get
big
it,
ass
but
tub. It's a
still,
waste for me
no.
not to use the big ass tub.
I pride myself on 3 minutes in and out the shower, dog. I mean, what else do I need to do in there? Get the dirt off, get the cracks clean. I'm out.
No, it's a whole spiritual thing to have
It's a
having
spiritual thing, dude. My wife walked in on me having a spiritual occasion with myself in the bathtub when she was at work and come home and just see me in there. She'd be like, "What in the hell? Did you make this for me?" I'm like, "No, I was taking a bath."
Well, it's not like I was listening to Kenny G. I was listening to Hank Williams.
I guarantee you, my wife's checking my phone and stuff to see what else I'm doing. I'm just saying, bro.
No,
My husband's getting a little soft around the edges. I caught him in the tub the other night by himself. He had candles lit and everything. Kenny G in the background. Holy moly.
I would do candles if I had candles.
See what I'm.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about.
Who
it's-
am I
it's an
podcasting with
experience,
right
man.
now?
No, it's
This
an
guy for a co-host, the
try
tub
it.
guy.
I tell you what, man.
I want everybody to leave comments below on this, okay? Are you a tub or a shower person right now? Especially men, okay? I don't care about the women. We know you guys, whatever you want, okay? But
Yeah.
men.
Well, the women got those
Seriously.
little special attachments. When they get
And
in
if
the
you are a
tubs.
man and you post that you do take a bath, you need to post what you do for an occupation as well.
Hey, well, I'm a machinist, so
That's
you
just
know.
going to tell me all I know.
No, machinists.
A
Are,
machinist has got nothing to do with you taking a bath, man.
no, it doesn't. I took a bath because I don't give a fuck. I'll take a bath.
You
I
know
got
you're
big
getting
ass
up there in
tubs.
age. I just thought about this. Are you having a midlife crisis right now?
I've been having a midlife crisis for
I
a
think
couple years
I
now.
think he's about to have a midlife crisis.
It ain't
Man,
just about
wow.
bathtubs though. Like you know, I bought a truck, I bought all kinds of stuff. You know, I've been wanting to buy another sports car. Had a Camaro for a while, so you know.
I'm the same way. I'm thinking about selling my truck right now. I've had trucks forever. I love trucks. Not gonna get rid of trucks. Still got my S10 little badass street truck. But lately, dude, a car is so appealing. Just because I have kids, y'all too. And I was thinking about getting a 4-door family car that's actually got some ass, like a CTSB or like, you know, SRT damn Charger or something like that. Something that's big. You know, I'm not a huge fan of the Chargers, but an SRT Charger 4-door, it's super wide. You get tons of room for your family and kids. And I got decent power to pass people on a highway. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
One supercharger away from stomping grandma all day with it. You
well,
know?
if we're gonna compare 4-door cars, family cars that have some meat behind, right? There's a couple on my list we can list them off right now. And I'll tell you,
Let's go.
my number one would be 2009 Hemi Magnum.
It's not bad. Dude, the Magnum was sporting like 550 horsepower out of the factory. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, oh God, I can't remember Earl's buddy's name who I worked with when I worked at B&D Boilers. One of the guys we worked with had a Magnum and he had a little chip upgrade in it and everything like that. Had it tuned out. Dude, that thing rolled. I'm gonna tell you what, with 4 of us out going drinking one night, shit, that thing was riding, son.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Magnums. I had a buddy that had a Magnum. He had a V6 Magnum, but I rode in it with him a couple times. It was very spacious. It was.
Oh yeah, they're a good sized
I
car.
rode in the back of it.
But you're buying a Dodge, so you get a shit ass transmission. Ooh, did I just say that?
Yeah.
Did I just hit him below the belt? I
No,
did. Sorry,
and
Dodge.
Yeah.
Your drivetrain sucks ass.
Well, I mean, it's just a history of Dodge.
It's history of
Shit
Dodge, man. I'm sorry.
transmissions.
I've had a Dodge pickup myself and had buddies that have had Dodges, bro. I've blown 2 trains. Dude, I changed everything in the truck
Rear
that I own.
ends.
Just, dude, I rebuilt everything on that damn truck except for the motor.
Yeah.
The 5.9 Magnum, that was a beast. Never had
Yeah.
to do nothing to the motor.
Dodge got
Yeah.
good motors.
Dodge
but,
got damn good motors.
But other 4-door cars that I like personally for a family car is the one I had also was a 2009 Subaru Impreza WRX.
I have to disagree with you. Family car. It's a great 4-door car for teenage to young, skinny people.
It's
I'm
good
sorry.
It's good
It's
for a baby.
tight. It's awesome. I love that about it. Is
It's
I
good
felt
for
so
having a
tight.
baby.
You feel like you're one with the car, but yeah, it's not a family car. I can imagine me and my wife trying to pack our family in that thing with our gear ready. We ain't going
It
nowhere.
wasn't that bad. I mean,
Shit,
I
I have one. I have half my wife and a kid in the car, and that's all we're getting. Between the crap they carry and how much little room, but I mean, it's a fun car. Don't get me wrong, but
Well, I mean,
seriously, a Volvo station wagon is giving you more room than that thing is.
Yeah,
I'm
but the
just
Volvo station wagon ain't got 265.
What do you think about
horsepower.
this that I just learned about not too long ago? Didn't even know it was a thing, but Lamborghini makes a damn all-wheel drive SUV that makes like 700 freaking horsepower. It's
Yeah,
like
but-
the ultimate family car to me.
Yeah, I
All-wheel
heard
drive.
That, Tracy Morgan had one, and he had it stolen out of his yard while he's doing an interview or something.
nice, nice. I don't doubt
Apparently,
it.
they get stolen all the time.
Yeah, well, I looked one up when I heard about it, and starting price on them things are like 260, 280. I was like, yeah, well, I guess we don't ever get a Lamborghini SUV.
Well, you need
Unless
need
I
a
feel
good-
like selling everything me and my wife own.
we need a good family car price. Now,
we do.
before I got the Subaru, I did go and test drive an SRT8, and it was a Dodge Charger SRT8. Had a 6-speed manual transmission, and it had all-wheel drive.
Look, I'm
And-
not saying it's a race car. It's the perfect muscle car for a
The
family.
only reason I passed on it was because the gas prices at the time.
Yeah,
back
everybody
in
complains about gas
2009,
prices, man.
It was like $4 a gallon, and I was like, well, because I'd already had a Dodge Ram pickup, so I was like, well, I don't want to, just go from bad gas mileage to bad gas mileage, so I got the Subaru.
Well, for me, damn, I've never let gas mileage predict the vehicle I own. I've never cared about gas mileage like that. Like, I don't want some piece of crap that's getting 5 miles to the gallon. Don't get me wrong, but I've never cared about, like, even my beast out there is a 6.0 turbo diesel junker. When I
Yeah.
bought that, I was not worried about gas prices. It's just, I don't know, man. I buy the vehicle I want to buy, unless I drove 100 miles a day back and forth to work or something. That's a different story.
Yeah.
Then we're in the Saturn SL1 days, 4-banger
yeah.
getting
That's a
90
family
miles to
car.
the gallon.
I wish you still had that shit box. So many things we could have done to that.
Dude, at all the vehicles we had, I'm telling you, man, that Saturn was great on gas, and I love it. People pick on you for driving a Saturn SL1, and I'm like, man, you don't understand the gas mileage in this thing.
Well, I would say that would be like the second longest car you had, because the Honda Accord you had, I mean, it's still ticking today. B-Man's
Yeah,
driving it.
B-Man's driving it.
I mean,
got the Honda.
what's it got, like 260,000 miles on it? Man?
Yeah, it was bought new in 2001. I think it's 01, ain't it? It's a
Yeah.
2000 or 01. I know
Yeah.
we bought it for my wife, brand new. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and it's been kicking ever since, and never had any real problems out of it.
dude, serious, all you Honda people out there, all the people that hate Hondas, and all the people that like Hondas, I'm gonna tell you what, we had that car, and yeah, I beat on it, like not like a retard, keeps it at floor all the time, but I always had fun on the highway racing and being stupid with it, you know. But as long as you just do the maintenance on that car and never mess with anything, put
don't
stupid
modify
shit
it.
on it, don't modify it, dude, that car has lasted me since 2000, y'all.
Yeah.
B-Man is still driving that car right now today. Sold it to him for $1,000.
Yeah, when
And it's still
people
driving
start
every day.
putting those Nagasaki twin turbos,
Yeah,
on
the
and
noisy
shit.
boys, man. They get a lot of things making noise. And
Yeah.
rods and stuff coming apart on a damn 240,000 mile car, and we're like, no, let's put a damn turbo on it. Why not?
Well, the CTSV is another one that I would totally get.
Doesn't the CTSV come 4-door? Can you get a 4-door
You got
version of
a,
it?
you got a
Because that's what I'm
four-door,
talking about right there. The CTSV to me is like the ultimate family
You got
car.
a
I'm sorry.
wagon?
It's
They got a
plenty of power and
CTSV
class,
wagon?
comfort. They got the wagon, right?
It's rare to find
Mhm.
a wagon, but you got a CTSV that's supercharged with the same Z06 motor from, I think it was like 2010 when he started putting in the Z06 motor into it. And then you have the two-door CTSV. Now they make them 3.6 liter two doors, and I don't know if they still make the CTS anymore, but I think they do. They got to.
I don't know. You have to look it up. Get B-Man to look it up.
Yeah.
But the CTSV makes great power, and it's a great car, man, for a family.
Well, I
you
remember
know?
they came back out with the SS, right? Which
Yeah.
is, the continuation of the
Mhm.
Impala SS. But I know that the Impala was a front-wheel drive car at the time. But they made the SS, the Chevrolet SS, for the police cars.
Yeah.
And I went to the gas station one day and I saw a police car up, sitting at the gas station when I had my Subaru. And I talked to the cop about it, and he was like, he's like, man,
You're like, I'm gonna race you, dude.
no.
Just like-
I was like, how much horsepower is he? He said he's got enough. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, CTSV, the 2018 CTSV has 640 horsepower. But is that the last year they made
See,
it?
that's what I'm talking about. And look, it's 4-door, 2018. That's what I'm talking about. 630 freaking foot-pounds of torque, 6.2 liter V8. I'm telling you, me and my wife are cruising with the kids and
Yeah.
plenty of power,
But,
dude.
yeah,
I'm
that's
enjoying
the-
my ride when we go places in that car.
I believe that's the LT4.
I'm telling you, man, I love jacked up trucks. I love trucks all together, but I don't know, man. I want something like a car for the family right now. If this was
Yeah.
my car, it'd be a whole different story. We'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
trying to stuff a Hemi into a damn 240 SX right now, like, no, it'll fit, I promise you.
Oh, we were talking about trucks earlier, and one of the stories that I saw this week was that in North Carolina they're making squatted trucks illegal.
They're trying to pass that same bill here in South Carolina too. I seen an article just the other day was talking about it in South Carolina that, yeah, they're really hating on the squatted trucks, man. They really are.
Bring up that first.
I'm not a fan of the squatted trucks that much. Don't get me wrong. These boys got some seriously nice freaking trucks, and that's what people don't see either. They look at a squatted truck and they're like, oh, look at a squatted truck. And, they're not seeing the $80,000 worth of truck that it is. Some of them are beautiful, But at the same time, like I said, I'm not a fan of the squatted truck, but I don't think anybody should be able to tell these boys, they can't do it. All this is haters, man. It's literally law enforcement officials and Congress people and your goddamn whoever, your representatives seeing these shits out there. And they're like, oh my God, look at that kid over there with a squatted truck. We can't have that. Look at the back of that truck. It's about to touch the
Before we get
ground.
into the
I mean, who the fuck are they bothering? Seriously, though. I'm just wondering.
Before we get
Nobody.
into the legitimacy of a squatted truck, this is what it says. Private passenger automobiles shall not be modified or altered by elevating the automobile more than 3 inches from the manufacturer's specified height in the front and lowering the automobile more than 2 inches from the manufacturer specified height in the rear.
See, I'm pretty sure South Carolina is 4 inches and 2 inches. This is close enough, 3 and 2, but that's still bullshit, man. They're just fucking
Well,
hating it.
I don't
It's the
agree with
same
it, man.
hating in the 90s when I was growing up because I'm old school generation. It's the same haters they did to the mini trucks, dude. Everybody was into mini trucks, and then they put every kind of damn rule and regulation on their truck to literally force the mini truckers out of being mini truckers. Pretty much, you know?
Yeah.
They were writing these cats everything. Oh, your wiper's not the proper length. There's a ticket for you just because they were in a mini truck. I mean,
It
it's
seems
so
like
stupid.
most people just hate on it because of the look.
I think that's what it is. I seriously think that's what it is. I think some representatives coming out of her house, going to work, you know, that little Capitol building, whatever she's doing, and she's like, "Look at this truck, it's so hideous. Look at the noise it's making." And I'm like, "But is it shitting all over the place?
Yeah.
Is it leaking? Is it throwing flames? Is it
Where's it in?
fucking killing infants in the middle of the street?" No,
I mean,
it's a
if you-
squatted truck.
If you look at the law that they got, it looks like that they could apply to lifted trucks as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're gonna limit whether somebody can squat their truck, then that means that they're gonna be able to limit whether or not somebody can lift the truck
Mhm.
altogether.
Well, this is crazy, man. It's just more regulations on top of everything as usual, and this goes inside side by side with the article I read earlier today about freaking Florida Daytona's mayor is talking about ending Truck Week at Daytona from now on after the Truck Week just went by because they're tired of the loud noises the trucks make and the music. And I'm like, well, I mean, come on, man, it's a week-long party in Daytona.
And the
It's
penalty,
worldwide, and everybody knows about it.
penalty is a mandatory revocation of license. And I'm like,
Oh, okay. So that's how they're going to get rid of you squatted guys. See, this is some bullshit, man. They're not going to issue you guys tickets. No, they're going to take it a step beyond because they don't want to see your trucks. They're going to take your fucking driver's license from you. Dude, it's out of control. It's just absurd. And
Yeah.
like I said, I don't even like squatted trucks, but man, these boys should be able to ride what they got as long as their trucks are meeting safety regulations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're trying to crack down on Daytona Beach, kicking out the truck shows there.
Yeah, they want to get rid of Daytona Truck Week. They want to get rid of it because they say the trucks are making too much noise. The music at nighttime, the people that live there are fed up with it, and there's a lot of riffraff with it. I mean, it's a party for a week long. What do you think it's going to be? It's going to be loud. It's going to be fun. And for the people that live there at the beach that don't like it, why the hell do you live there?
Yeah,
I mean, you know that they
You gotta
have
get rid of the
parties.
bikes, too.
I mean,
I mean, that's
people
half
on the
the
other
reason I
side
go
of the
to
planet in
Daytona.
third world countries know what Daytona Beach is. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Holy
I
crap.
mean, if you're gonna get rid of the trucks, that means you gotta get rid of the bikes. You
They're
gotta
not gonna. They're not gonna. Did you know what this is? All this is the same shit as it is with everything. Anything that's fun and that mass crowds gather to do, they shut the shit down because they don't want you having fun. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Oh, the party's got too big at Daytona. We just can't handle it. They're out of control. Yeah, they're running around with machine guns murdering everybody, right? No, they're in their trucks. They're making noise in parking lot, drinking some beer, smoking
Yeah,
some weed,
so there
having some
might be
fun,
some fist
chilling out.
fights.
At least you know where they're at, right? Having fist fights. That's been a way of life since human
Yeah.
beings were on this planet.
It's when
Come
those
on.
pussy people come out with bringing out their handguns and shit that causes problems. But when's the last time that's happened? You know.
And that's another thing. You can pay fighters millions of dollars to smash each other's face in, but yet you can't do it on the street one-on-one and just solve a problem real quick.
Yeah.
No, you're going to jail, boys.
The old days.
The old days, that's how shit was settled, you know?
Yeah.
Hell, the old days, I could literally shoot you in the face at a table, and they're just like, "Ah, damn it, you gotta clean that up, cracker." I'm like, "Yeah, I got you. I get it. Damn
Well,
it."
then, see, nowadays it's like, you know, as soon as anybody gets, you know, say you have a road rage incident,
Yeah.
the first thing people go for is the gun.
Yeah.
They don't ever just go to settling things like by words, because all I got to do is throw words at people.
Yeah.
And I'm especially like, you know, because you know I'm 6'2". You know, usually when I step out of the truck, everybody walks the fuck back.
I think people are just scared to talk because they worried about catching that ass toting is what it is. That's why people so quick to go to a gun. They're just scared to catch an ass toting. But man, an ass toting is a good life lesson. Teaches you a lot. Really wakes you up and makes you like, wow, yeah, I did have my head up my ass, didn't I? Damn.
Yeah, well,
Only took getting my teeth knocked out to figure that one out.
people are getting more bold because of the internet.
Oh yeah, come on, the
They
internet has made
talk shit on the
everybody a
internet all
hero
day,
now. Right? Oh
so
yeah,
they ain't run their mouth
right.
talking shit. Too.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I had a road rage incident a couple weeks ago.
Man, you got to quit that shit. I just ignore them fools unless they start tagging my vehicle or something, or you know what I mean. Dude, I don't deal with these fools, man. 'Cause
Well,
these clowns out here drive me crazy. Holy
I
crap.
showed restraint. All right, I showed restraint. Now this is what happened.
Yeah, while he's
I
strangling
pulled
the
out.
guy.
I made a left-hand turn. This guy was clearly going 90 miles an hour in like 45. Right? I didn't see him coming around a turn. So what I did was I pulled out and I pulled out into the other lane that he wasn't in. Right?
Okay.
All the way into the right lane. And then he came blaring by, blaring his horn. Right? So I said, all right, I let it go. I was going to roll my window down and say what the fuck, but I let it go. Right? I pulled behind him because I had to make a left turn down, and then as soon as we got into the intersection, he brake checked. He just slammed his brakes.
Now we
brake
got a
checked me.
problem. Sorry.
And then I pulled up beside him and I said, "Pull the fuck over." He kept saying, "Pull the fuck over," until he pulled over, and then he pulled over. Well, where he pulled over at was where I had to turn at actually.
Yeah.
So he pulled over and he already got out the car, and see, I gotta wait for traffic and shit, and then I pull in behind him, and he's already standing out there all bowed up like this, but he's 5'5",
Yeah.
probably like 55 years old or some shit.
Mhm.
And then I pulled out. I rolled my window down. I just opened my door and stood there, and I said, "You gonna brake check me in the middle of the intersection? What the fuck are you doing?" Right?
He's like,
and then he
"Hell
came
yeah,
up to
yeah."
my door, grabbed my door, and pushed it and he said, "This is how it's gonna go." That's what he said.
Oh,
And
by
I put
then
my
that
foot on the
dude's-
door.
Yeah.
I kicked the door back. He
Yeah.
he stumbled back.
Oh, yeah.
I got out and I said, "This ain't gonna go how you think it's gonna go."
You're damn right.
And
Hey,
then we
you
just-
showed more restraint than me. It'd have been over right there. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have had to
I
tell
mean,
him that
you
because
gotta
you'd have
understand,
been
there's-
telling me to stop choking him. He's not breathing.
Ever since it happened, I've been thinking about it. I'm like, man, every now and then I have that thought, man, I should just punch him through the window.
Bro,
But-
you got to stop this shit though. For
Yeah, I
one, even
know.
if it's a pencil size, one little 115-pound dude. I mean, nowadays they could strangle you out. Black belt jinjitsu, you didn't even know it. Monkeys on your back and
Well,
you're
I
laying
got
on
like
the floor.
3 weapons in my car,
But
so
this-
I know
this-
that
there's-
like if it came to
I'm
that,
just
I guess-
saying nowadays there's literally 2 ways it goes. Either some dude's strangling you out or you got some fucking psycho that just shoots you because you're walking up to his car like, "Hey bud, what the fuck you cut me off for?" You got to stop
Yeah.
doing that shit, man.
Well,
I'm telling
as
you, you're
soon
gonna
as
get
I got
yourself
out the
shot.
truck, and he stumbled back, and I got out the truck and said that. He walked back.
Don't
and
say
he
I
just
didn't tell you.
motherfuckered me all the way to the
Hey,
car.
don't say I didn't told you so. When you come home and you got a hole in your ass. I'm like, man, I told you,
No,
man.
I know better.
playing
I'm gonna stop
around.
doing that shit. But that's what I'm saying is
It's
like,
just people are crazy, man. You can't just. I'd love to pull over lots of people, trust me, but
well, I mean, I've had the time before that. I had this guy come up. I was making another left-hand turn, and this guy's like just flying down the highway, right? And I drive like an old man. I know I do.
oh yeah,
right?
hey, he
I
does.
I like my truck to last a long time, so I don't drive it too
It's
fast.
the worst thing you could do to your vehicle is
So I
drive it
pulled
like
out,
grandpa.
and it was a 45 zone. It was right here at my neighborhood, and I pulled out the neighborhood, and this guy gets on my ass, and he's in a lifted Ford Ranger, yellow Ford Ranger.
Yellow
And he gets on my ass,
Big
and he
bird.
starts doing this whole NASCAR thing behind me, like he's fucking heating
Oh,
up
he's
his
swaying
tires
and
some
shit, heating up his
right?
tires. Oh shit, you better
And-
pull over and just get
and
out of his
then-
way, Bo. He's ready
And
to
then,
go.
and then like about 30 seconds later, after seeing him in my rear view acting like an asshole, I pulled over, and I said, "Come on, man." And he just went back around me, and I just stared him down as he went around me. But
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say you played Counselor Bob. Like, get over here. What the
Yeah.
hell are you doing back there?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
ain't-
just
I
I'd
ain't
just let him
afraid to
go,
talk to
man. I
somebody.
mean, look what happened not
I
too
let him
long
go.
ago, though. I mean, like a year or two ago. Remember, you were in your bitching ass Camaro, come home, and
yeah.
then we had to hear a story about Michael. He calls me up talking about, man, I just had my car sideways in a ditch because some jackass.
well, I can
Let's
tell
hear that story
too.
too. He's
yeah.
got road rage
I
stories
came
for
off
days,
the
but
interstate.
people
I had a 2010 SS Camaro.
should
right?
revoke his license.
And I had a little bit of parts on it, but it wouldn't. It was kind of loud, but it wasn't too loud. Well, this guy,
This SS Camaro was
I
fun
just
to play
coming
with.
home from work, man. I'm ready to go home. I'm not out to try to race people. Well, this guy in another truck, and I'm guessing he either had a 6.0 Chevrolet truck or a 6.2 or something like that.
Okay.
And he kept on like slowing down, and when I go around him, he'd pull right in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
and he was trying to get me to race him, right?
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't trying to race him. But then he pulls up, and there's another car in front of me, and all that. Well, it turned off, and then I took off, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just getting around this guy so he'd leave me
Right,
alone, right?
right,
'Cause I know he can't
yeah.
catch me. So I go to go around him. Well, he gets over to try to block me out, and I go into the median, right? So I go for the median. I blare right past them, right?
Yes, sir.
And then I turn onto my road, right? So I'm turning on my road, and then I look at my rear view, and this guy's coming up, and I just drop back down the speed limit.
Right.
This guy comes up on my ass, comes up around me to my side, and just steers into me.
What the
And then it came to the point where I jerked instead of just staying straight or hitting the brakes. I jerked to the left, and I ended up sliding out, and then I ended up messing up my muffler, and it went into limp mode. For some reason, my car just
pinched off that muffler.
yeah. And then I went into limp mode, and it wouldn't let me go more than 30 miles per hour. So I'm thinking I hit my transmission or something.
And then it cracked your chin spoiler too, didn't it? On the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
And
pretty sure you had a little front
so
chin
then
spoiler damage
so I was
too.
all pissed about that, but I tried to chase him down, but because my car went into limp mode, it wouldn't let me go over 30 miles an hour.
Right. Yeah. See, that's some bullshit because that's fighting right there, bro. You swerve
Yeah.
at my vehicle or something,
I
trying to
tried
fuck
go
my
after
car
him,
up, but we
but
got a
I
problem.
couldn't-
We
I couldn't
fighting.
go after him, so I went
God
home.
damn it, Ricky Bobby, I'm on you.
So I went home and I'm shaking
Oh, how
like a
frustrating,
motherfucker.
huh? You want to beat some dude's
so
ass.
pissed.
The adrenaline's
I'm
blowing
shaking.
out of your freaking mind over here, about to explode, and your car's like 35, bro. That's all I got
Yeah.
for you.
So I pull in the driveway, I
Holy
get underneath
shit.
it, and really it didn't mess up the muffler. What it did was it broke
Messed
the
up your heat
shield.
shields and stuff under there. I
So,
remember that. We had to take
yeah,
them off.
So it was the heat shield was dragging the
Mhm.
muffler and dragging across the road, so that was making that noise.
It was rubbing
and
on
then-
the drive shaft, wasn't it? The heat
Yeah,
shield or
yeah, it
something?
was
I'm
rubbing
pretty
on
sure it was
drive
rubbing on
shaft.
drive shaft and made that
So-
crazy ass noise like you
And then
spun
I
a
turned the
bearing or
car
something.
off. I turned the car off, and then I turned it back on, and then it went out of limp mode.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, fine. Finally, I didn't fuck my car up. So
And there's
That was
another
alright.
fun stock car, people. That was a 2010, wasn't it?
yeah,
2010 SS Camaro. I'm gonna tell you what, it's fun. You don't have to have a 1,000 fucking horsepower to have fun, dude. That car right there, you can stomp that bitch, and she will let you know you're having
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I
She'll
think
spin. I blew donuts because you let me borrow it that one day because you wanted me to watch your dogs. You were like, "Yeah, my car's at the house. You can drive it if you want." I was like, "Oh yeah." So I get to the four-way by my house right there, and I was like, "I'm just gonna do a donut in the middle of the street real quick, dude." That shit spun around so quick. I was like, "Yeah, no, this car's fun." And then just sideways and straight up the street and just hauling ass.
Well, it
dude.
came stock with 425, and
Yeah.
after I got it, I got a power programmer for it. I think it was an Excel Super Tuner.
But you know what I'm saying, though? Everybody wants a fucking, even myself, man. I mean, I got a little race truck at the house, too. Everybody just wants power, power, power.
Well,
if
I
it ain't
mean-
got 700, if it ain't got 800, they don't even want to talk to you no
Well,
more.
all
It's
I
like,
did
bro,
was- all I
400
did was-
horsepower cars can be fun as shit depending on what you're doing.
All I did was put cold air intake, the computer programmer, and we did the exhaust, axle back exhaust,
Mhm.
and we could take it to the drag strip, and I was doing like what 8.3 seconds in the eighth
Mhm.
mile. I
Like
mean,
the Honda Accord we just talked about. We found out that car makes 100, what was it, 199 horsepower? 200
something like
horsepower,
that.
okay? The Honda makes 200 horsepower. This is what I mean by you don't have to have a million horsepower to have fun. You put that car on a dirt road and yank e-brakes like I used to all the time, forget about it, man. You're in Europe. You're on a rally track all day long. I e-brake the shit out of that Honda. I'm telling you what, you can have fun with no power if you know what you're doing. My
Yeah.
buddy Brett, okay? We stole ass of trays from McDonald's, right? He's got an Acura Integra, a piece of crap. I mean, the thing was just an old ass car that was beat on, front wheel drive, just garbage. So we have the bright idea to go to McDonald's, steal like 30 of their trays, and stuff them under the back tires of the car. Yank the e-brake and just sit there and had an instant drift car, and it worked. It was the greatest shit ever, dude. But we didn't know what the hell we were doing, and it burnt through the trays like within a minute. So by the time we were done, kept loading like 3 or 4 trays at a time. We drift for like a minute or two. By the time we were done, we weren't paying attention. We go to drive home, and the car's like, because the freaking back tires got the nastiest flat spots you've ever seen on them. Oh, it was so bad, dude. The car's like all the way home. And I was
we
like,
did that in
yeah.
my Subaru. You remember we were messing around on Windy Road.
Good old windy
back-
road.
Yeah, back road to where we used to live at in Gilbert, and we were I think we were going like about 100 miles an hour on Windy Road, and we were about to come up on the road. My idea was I was going to e-brake it and turn into a dirt road, right?
Yeah.
And then I e-braked it, but I e-braked too early, so we slid about like 100 150 feet until I turned in there. We had I went and took it to the place. I had wires showing from how long we had to slide that shit.
Uh-huh.
And I had to get 4 new tires because of that shit, because it was all-wheel drive.
Damn it, boy.
Yeah,
That's how it goes, though.
how many times we had that thing up
Yeah,
to
damn.
130 miles an hour?
Shit. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I maxed that thing out at like 160 miles an hour.
Dude,
one
everything I've ever drove has been maxed out. I don't care. You know,
time. Yeah.
if there's a way to give me a ticket for it now, prove it. But yeah, every car I've ever been in has been wide ass open
The
many a
fastest, the
days.
fastest I've been is 165 in the Camaro.
See, I've never touched that yet, man. No, my fastest is like 146.
And that was
yeah.
maxed out. That was at like $7 grand.
Mine was 146 in I think it was the 89 Formula One Firebird.
Yeah.
The 350 Formula One edition Firebird. It was my buddy Jason's got it. His dad got it for his mom, but it had a performance package upgrade on it and everything. Dude, that thing was sick. It had 14-inch wide tires on the back. That son of a bitch would scoot. But yeah, 146 is my highest, which is sad. Sad.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Which I
gotta-
could stick like 300 gear ratio on my S10 right now, boys. We'd be pushing 200 miles an hour. So I mean, come on, you want to do it? I'm good. I got kids now. I don't want my truck coming apart.
I test drove a Mustang one time. I found this old used car lot, and this was like a long ass time ago. This was like 2005 or something. And I found this old used car lot, and they had this 80s, I think it was an 80s Mustang Fox body.
Oh, Fox
But,
body.
but it had a 351 Windsor,
The Windsor.
and it had all kinds of, stuff done to it.
Twin turbos. That's
And
a nasty
no,
little motor.
I would just take off. You would take off in that thing and just jerks you back. The whole front of the car comes off.
Dude, a built 351 Windsors. There's nothing wrong with that motor at all.
Yeah.
600 horsepower motor. You know.
I wish
And
I
that's
would
just
have
all
bought
motor?
it, but the guy wanted too much. He wanted $7 grand for it in 2005. $7 grand for a car.
What
like
year was
that.
it though?
It was. I think it was the 85 or 86.
Yeah.
Or something. But that's what
Was
I'm
it a
saying. He wanted
hatch?
$7 grand for
Notch?
the. No, it looked like shit though. That's the thing. It had
Oh.
all motor, all transmission, all that shit. But it was.
Yeah.
But it would look like trash. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And he wanted $7 grand for
Total
it. So I never did-
sleeper.
And he was gonna charge me interest out the ass, so I didn't end up getting it. So
Mhm.
I was stick with my old Cadillac I had at the time.
But you were better off not buying that car anyway, so it worked out for the better, you know?
Yeah.
There's been plenty of vehicles I've looked at like that and didn't end up getting it, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't buy that piece of shit now.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the Cadillac at that time too.
I do
so-
remember when I was 17, my most sought after car was a Cobra. I wanted a Mustang Cobra so bad, and I was
Yeah.
about to finance one until I got finance for it. Okay. I could have made the payments on the car. I was about to sign the paperwork till my insurance said it was going to be $290 a month for insurance, full coverage on that car for me to take it off the lot. And I was
Yeah.
like, I work at Bilo and I live at home with my parents. I'm already spending fucking $400 a month for the car payment, and now you want another $300? I was like, that's $700 a month.
Yeah.
And I was smoking weed and stuff then. I was like, no, can't do it. No. I mean, that was just crazy. Because now I could go get the same car, right? Full coverage insurance because I'm 40 now, you know? They'd be like, hey, Mr. Ronald, it's $58 a month. you know? I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
you guys are assholes.
Well, now now you got like so many options, new modern muscle cars that they got.
Oh, man, there's
I
so
mean-
many that I just can't afford. This is the problem with all new vehicles, cars and trucks. They make these shits so overpriced. Dude, they're not even the same trucks they were from the 90s. I'm sorry. The newer trucks are packed full of, and cars are packed full with so many electronics.
And the trucks
You're
are so
paying
heavy.
out the ass for these things now,
So if
dude.
you're gonna race anything, you gotta get either a Mustang,
Yeah.
5.0,
Yeah.
you gotta get a Camaro, or you gotta get a Dodge, or you gotta get a Toyota.
But they just
Supra.
give you all this worthless shit, and they want you to think that it actually does something, like the variable valve timing and all this other shit. And it cuts down to 4 cylinders back to 8 cylinders. But what they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
tell you is, hey, when that electronic device fucks up that keeps cutting that from 4 to 8, that's going to be $1,800 to fix it, sir. I'm like, did I
Oh,
have to
yeah.
have that on there? Well, it was saving you 2 miles of gas all the way to Florida, you know? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
the Camaro
really?
had that shit. I had to
Over
turn
2
it off.
miles. You know what I mean? It's annoying. Nobody's asking for all these all this electronics in these vehicles they're doing is making it so expensive to fix these sons of bitches now. You know,
Yeah.
it is absurd.
What was Brennan showing us here?
The
Bugatti,
Bugatti
Super Sport.
Chiron Super Sport. Boy, that thing is
hell I
nasty.
wanna look
Well
at this
over a
thing
million. I
for?
know. Why are you showing me $1 million car that I would
What is
easily
it?
drive?
$3.9 million.
3.9 million. I could never afford that. I don't have any kind of money, but I definitely love to take a test drive. If anybody wants to swing by.
8.0 quad turbo.
One of the
Jesus.
fastest cars in the world going.
I've only
300
seen
miles
one
an
so
hour.
far. Only seen one in person, and that was when me and the wife were at Edisto Beach. Dude, come by with like that orange color in the background in that pic right there, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
stripes are on there. Yeah, it was the only. Oh no, that's not true. I seen a second one too. Me and Sean seen one in Greenwood. That's right. There was a yellow. I think I was pretty sure it was yellow one. Yeah. And then me and Sean like to shit though, because we're in Greenwood. We're like, what? No, nobody around here's got that kind of money. No,
I never saw
No.
a Bugatti, but when I was in the Navy, we went to port in France, right? And I got to go out and France, Cannes, France, where where they do all the like video produce it, like all those film festivals and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they have a casino there, and I went to the casino, and all the games were in French, so I didn't understand them. So I only spent like $100 there, or 100 euros.
Yeah, right, euros,
I had
son.
to do euros. So I was, and the whole time I was playing these slots,
C'est
I
la
had
vie.
no idea what I was doing. I was cranking the handle, and it was like, oh, flippy le pew, and I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't
c'est
know.
la vie when it takes all your money, right?
It just takes. I'm just giving my money away. I have no idea what I'm looking at. But I came out so I stopped early. My buddies, they're still in the casino. We were waiting on a table for poker, right? They had a poker table, and we were waiting on a poker table. So I came out and I saw out there in the, I guess where the valet parks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They had this Lamborghini pulled up, right?
Oh
And
shit!
I think it
Oh
was
shit!
a Lamborghini Diablo because this was in 2007.
Diablo.
So at 2007, that was like the car, one of the top cars.
Right. Yeah.
And so this Diablo comes up there, and this guy says, "All right, here's the keys, right?" And the valet, he goes inside the casino. The valet gets in the car, and I'm here. I'm sitting on the sidewalk.
Oh
He
yeah.
he gets in the car, and he just starts it, and then he tries to take off, and every time it cuts off, it's like
He doesn't even know what to do.
he doesn't even know how to drive a stick.
Hey, wait a second. though. Oh, okay, because it's stick. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't even know how to drive a stick. So I'm standing there. I was like, dude, you mean to get in it so I can take it around
Oh
for you?
shit! This dude's gonna burn up a freaking
I know, he's
$100,000
burning the
clutch
clutch
over
up.
here. You know.
He's like,
Oh my God.
And then he gets through.
You know, B man, you brought up this Bugatti right here, right? Unbelievable car any one of us would want, right? But I'm sorry, at the same time, I'll take a C8 Corvette any day of the week. They're sexy as hell and way more affordable for a $100,000 price tag. I could have a fleet of them shits. I could have a
$3
Jay
million.
Leno warehouse full of C8s for what I'd pay for that one car right there.
I would have 20 to 25 cars.
And
for
Bugatti,
free
let me
money.
ask you this: where am I going to get the oil change? And when I do find a place to get the oil change, how much y'all charge for an
Oh,
oil
no,
change?
no,
I'm
let me
sure
tell
it's
you
probably
this.
a $5,000 oil change in that car. I'm
I
sure.
don't know about this one, but I know I was reading up on the Veyron one time,
Yeah.
and they were saying for the tires alone, it's $40,000.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of cars like that, like the Ferrari Enzos and shit like that. Anytime you get into an exotic, dude, you're gonna pay out the ass for anything. Lose the valve cover off, the valve stem cover off a tire. Dude's like,
Yeah.
man, that was $98 cap.
Well,
I'm
these
like, what?
these people like
What?
these, big time rappers and stuff. They at the time they were buying up Veyrons, right? And
Oh,
that's when that song by Ace Hood came out called Bugatti. I don't know if you ever heard that one,
Mm-mm.
but
No,
it's a song he's saying I woke up in a new Bugatti, right? So it was
Okay.
big during that time. But he
Alright.
took the wheels off the Bugatti and put his own wheels on it, but put some nice ass wheels on it.
Probably caught a
But-
lot of shit for
but
that though.
Yeah, because the wheels alone
Uh-huh.
on that car was like 40 grand, and he
Right.
took them off and replaced them with 5 grand wheels.
Seriously though, let me ask you people this. I get it. It's 200 mile an hour car, 230 miles an hour. You're cooking and stuff, but seriously, $40,000 tires. I mean, are these things like giving me a happy ending when I'm done driving? I mean, what are they doing for me?
No, it's not.
Holy
it's
crap!
great. It's great for aesthetic purposes.
That's it,
and
man.
a status symbol.
Oh no, this is handcrafted, quadruple million folded hand time built. It's like, no, it ain't, bro. You CNC'd that rim. What are you talking about?
There's plenty
No, I
of-
didn't.
There's plenty of
Forged
it.
that rim for 3.5 months alone. I haven't seen my family.
Well, you see, there's plenty of exotic cars made in Italy that are way cheaper than the.
Oh, there are
Bugattis.
for sure. I noticed
And-
that when
and
me
they're
and my
just as
wife went to
good.
Mexico on our honeymoon. I didn't realize there's affordable like Ferraris and shit. There's like
Yeah.
Ferraris rolling around that look like Ford Focuses over here, and it's like, what? Really? That's got a Ferrari emblem on it? What the hell is this thing?
And I'm not good at like here's the thing is I'm kind of a sloppy driver, so I got like trash in my truck sometimes. I don't vacuum out regularly. I could not have a car like that. because you
No,
just
because
get
I
in and be
enjoy
fucking
eating
trashed
and
out,
right, and
having
I'm
fucking
sorry.
Bud Light cans falling out the fucking
Right,
yard and
you
shit.
know, and I'm sorry, people. I've had trash in my vehicles. You know where it comes from for me? I've worked construction most of my life, so my work vehicle, yeah, you get 20 minutes to eat a burger because you just went somewhere to get it, and I got to haul ass back to work and bust my ass all day. So yeah, I'm used to being in it. So yeah, you probably would see that. You open my door, my Bugatti, and McDonald's bag falls out, and I'm like, sorry. Probably wondering why I'd even go to McDonald's drive-thru if I had a Bugatti, but I'm sorry, man. I'm still gonna get my nubs,
imagine
dog.
you know how wide that car is,
Yeah.
and then you know how little that drive-through is, and then
Yeah, oh,
then
yeah.
Next thing you know, you're curbing your wheels on the.
Dude, you can't curb nothing. Imagine curbing your front freaking bumper, your chin spoiler.
Yeah.
That was
Going over a speed
$11,000 for that one little plastic valance at the bottom of your chin spoiler. Like, oh, this is $11,000, man. I'm sorry. It can't ever be made by nobody. I'm like, I could handcraft it out of fiberglass right now. They're like, that'll avoid the whole warranty to the car. I'm like, but I could make it.
Well, you can't drive your Bugatti to the drive-through. You can't drive it to the grocery store.
Dude, I
and
swear
shit.
to God, if I had a Bugatti, I'd be the only one rolling around with patches in my car and shit. Shit missing, side mirrors broke off and shit, you know? And people
Bro,
be
what
like,
the fuck happened to your
I'd be the only one with a broke ass looking Bugatti. Ain't even got the original tires that come on it. They're not even low profiles anymore. They're like a fucking 270 sidewall shit or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dude, what the fuck? Do you literally have all-terrain tires on your Bugatti? I'm like, man, that's all they had.
That's why I prefer shit boxes, because in the shit box you can rag it out. It doesn't matter. You can and then have one modified enough to where you can beat any Bugatti that you come across, or Ferrari at least.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing is like that's my dream, is to take my Camaro the way it is now and make it faster than the Ferrari.
Well, I mean, it can be done. It's just according to what you want to do. But to chase these cars in a top speed, like in a roll race, good luck. A lot of these exotics are purpose built for top speed. They don't even come alive, but everybody knows the
In a
truth.
drag race,
You're not messing with
yeah.
American muscle off the line. I'm sorry, baby. We're going to smack that ass every time.
But the top speed, no, because if we were going for top speed, and I had like let's say if I had my Camaro as it is now.
Well, that's
and
not
I
true
had-
because there's a lot of top speed roll racers that are killing it in Corvettes and shit like that. So
Well,
what are you
let
trying
me-
to say right now?
Well, let me explain. If I took my Camaro the way it is now, let's say I took the motor and trans and had it rebuilt and had it built as high as I could possibly go, then I got a 350. I could have a 350. I could have 1,000 horsepower in a 350. But at the same time, I got a turbo 400 that's going to be limited to about 140 miles an hour. I mean,
That's
I'm
not true.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You max out turbo
Depending on
4
how
is
you
three-
get your gear
three
built
gears.
for it, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't. I
well-
wouldn't be using that transmission anyways for a top speed car. You know.
That's what I'm saying. The only way it'd work is, I think the best way it'd work is if I were to make a top speed Camaro of an 84 Camaro like I got now, I would probably get the 6-speed 6L80. I get a 6L80, put a get a LS3 with a 6L80, and then that'd be pretty good because you can make an LS3 like 1,500 horsepower if you got enough money.
You
And-
wouldn't want your 84 Camaro to go 200 miles an hour.
No,
The
it'd
front
fall
of the
fucking
car
apart.
would fucking pick up off the ground. You'll be fucking flying through the air and you'll be dead by the time you smash in the side of that tree.
So I think that my best chance would be a drag race.
What am I even
and a
talking about?
quarter
That car
mile.
wouldn't even make 200. Even if it got close to it, it'd probably come apart at about $1.60 from the vibration alone. You
Yeah, the
know.
fucking doors will fall off.
Oh
bro.
my sweet Jesus! Like a vacuum just
The
suck you
damn-
out of the car.
The T-tops will fly off.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, I wouldn't try that, bro. That's not, man. I wouldn't.
No,
go.
but I do
Oh.
want to make it. I do want to make it fast, and I think I've been building this LS motor for it, and right now I'm looking for a transmission. I think the best way to go would be to get 4L80 instead of rebuilding a turbo 400.
For sure. If you want to make it a street car, yeah.
And,
I got a turbo 400 in my S10 right now that's fully built and shit, but I didn't really build my truck to be an everyday driver.
Yeah.
I built it to be a sleeper on the street to play with on Friday and Saturday nights when I feel like it and take it to the track and stuff.
Well,
you know?
I'm good with that too, but the one thing I noticed was with the 350 and the turbo 400 I got in it right now, right? It originally came with a 700 R4.
400 is no
we
good,
dumped
bro.
it for the turbo 400,
Yeah.
and we modified the car to hold the turbo 400. So when I change transmission to a 4L80, then I'm gonna have to end up redoing the supports and all that stuff. Or Sean's going to, because I'm probably gonna send it to Sean to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, you got you got the 4L80, is a little bit longer than the Turbo 400.
Yeah, but what am I talking about? Because my Turbo 400 pretty much is a 4L80. Because when you upgrade your Turbo 400, you're pretty much swapping everything out 4L80.
Yeah, but you only got
You got a
3
4L80
speeds.
drum in it and everything. You're upgrading the Sprag and everything like that in it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
the only thing I don't like about Turbo 400 is how fast you can spool it out. That's what I don't like about my
Yeah,
truck. I
that's what I'm
noticed that
saying.
when we were blasting down the street, how quick I got all the way through third, and I was like, wow, we're topped out.
And if you want to
know?
go to, like, say you want to drive it to the drag strip and you get on the highway and then you're doing like 80 miles per hour, you're at 4,000 RPM and you're just melting your
Well, I don't know
headers.
yet because I was rolling like 70 down the road and it wasn't that bad. It was like 24, 25, but I'm still rocking my original gearing that came in my 2000 S10. I'm pretty sure is a 323 gear in the back rear. So it's got a low highway gear in it. You know what I mean? Matched
Yeah.
with that 400 works out pretty good, but I don't know, man. I don't like how fast the 400 spools out. If I was you in your Camaro, I would totally go 4L80 for the 6-speed. You know what I mean? You easily get 150 mile an hour out of that.
Yeah.
If that's what you're trying to do, which we don't do that. We'd never promote anything like that ever, would we?
Well,
Oh, man.
what was your first car coming here to South Carolina? 'Cause I know you're
People,
from
I don't
Mass,
even
but-
want to tell you. Y'all want to laugh at me or what? My first car was a $500 car that my mom bought me, which I was surprised I had to bug her forever just for $500 for that junker, but it was a Mazda 323, a 1988
Oh,
Mazda
yeah.
323 GLC hatchback.
I remember those.
The fucking motor, shit you not, literally had a chain going from the top of it to the bottom of it because 2 front motor mounts were broke on that shit. My buddy's dad's like, no, I got it chained. It's fine. Take it home. Dude, I drove that shit. That motor picked up like 6 inches and would slam down because it was a 5-speed. So as soon as you get off the clutch, I'm like, oh, bam. Yeah, that lasted about 2 days and I went and got some fucking motor mounts, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe this. But what happened is why I had to get the motor mounts is I was on the way to work. Second day I own the car. I'm taking off on a hill, right? And I haven't been driving standard that much. So I'm taking off on a hill. Fucking motor picks up high enough to where it smashes the distributor cap into my hood and I'm broke down in the middle of the road. Literally had to have my fucking car towed, had to have a distributor put it and then fix the motor mount so it would never do that again.
Yeah.
So pissed. Dude, I pretty much paid what I paid for the car. You know what I'm saying? In parts and having it fixed because I didn't work on cars back then. I had a shop pay for it and it was like $500 to fix that shit. And I was so pissed.
Yeah. Well,
But after that little beater got me everywhere until I lost my license in like 7 months because I did it as fast as that shit box would go everywhere it went.
my first car was my mom had this hatchback 1986 Honda Accord.
Oh
Right.
shit, the Honda.
And the Honda Accord had a 5-speed, and it was a carburetor. I remember it had a carburetor, and she drove it until this was about 1996, 1995.
And probably never had a problem with it. Let's
Yeah.
mention that
Well,
because she drove it like a woman,
she
like she's
drove
supposed to.
Well, she drove it until like 95, and then she got a brand new Chevy Lumina, right? So that she put that car beside the shop, right? And it sat there for like a year or two until I got to be 15 years old, right? So when I was 15, I was like, Dad, is it cool if I have that car?
Yeah,
And he was like, Yeah, if you fix it, you can drive it, right?
so I can fix
So-
it, pops.
And that's what he told me, right?
If I
So-
can't, your money can.
I didn't know shit about cars. I didn't know shit about cars. But my buddy Bobby, he lived 2 doors down from me, and he's always taking shit apart. And his dad worked on cars and stuff.
Perfect friend
So
of
I
mine.
asked him to
There you
come over.
go.
And what we did was we cleaned out the carburetor, and all we did was took the carburetor off, cleaned it out, put it back on, and started up, and charged the battery and all that. Started it up, drove it down the street, and because we lived on dirt roads and stuff, so we spent all night driving that car
So
around.
did you just secretly tell me your dad's got weak ass carburetor skills because he parked the car at his house and wouldn't drive anymore
No, he
because he
just
thought it
didn't
was
care.
broke?
He didn't care.
Did he
about
know
it.
the carburetor was dirty or just thought
Yeah,
the car
he
was
just
broke?
left it
Oh,
sitting.
okay, okay.
He
I was
just
gonna
left it
say
sitting.
because
No,
you
it-
clean
it-
out
it
the car
just
and you
got-
look at him like, dude, the car was just
That's the
dirty.
reason
And then
why
he's
I
like,
wouldn't
"What?
start.
You owe me $2,500."
But yeah, we took it down. We took it down the road, and we spent all night.
Why don't you tell
most of the
everybody
night-
you grew up on dirt roads too, people? This
Yeah,
isn't
dirt
just
roads.
took it down the road like
Yeah,
you
we're
live in a
driving down
subdivision.
dirt
No,
roads. They have to
fucking
worry
probably
about
wide ass
nobody.
open down dirt roads,
Yeah,
right?
They have to worry about nobody. But then what I did was I went to my buddy Travis's house, and then when I was we were backing out, I backed up and I backed into the embankment, which was like a dirt
Nice.
embankment
Nice.
on accident, and then it wouldn't start again. right?
What the hell?
And we didn't know
Clogged
why.
the muffler.
We clogged the muffler up, and we didn't know. And
No,
it was
you didn't.
sand.
Really?
And we
You
didn't
fell
know
for a
why.
banana in the tailpipe?
Well, I clogged because the muffler was
Beverly
sticking
Hills
out a
Cop.
little bit, and it hit it was a dirt
Yeah.
embankment
Yeah.
that I backed into, and it was covering up, so it wouldn't start anymore. So I freaked out. So I had to call my dad. My dad came down there. He
Oh my
he
God.
towed it out with my grandfather's 4x4 F-150 truck, and then as soon as he towed it out, we started it up and drove it home. And then he said I couldn't drive it anymore.
Oh my God. Thanks a lot, pops.
And then my grandfather was because he couldn't smoke. He was on oxygen. He still smoked.
Yeah,
but
he
was
still
trying not
smoked
to smoke.
people.
And
he
he'd
did
go out
too.
to the shop and sneak cigarettes.
I swear to God, if that dude had a trach in his throat, he would have smoked out of it. That
Well,
dude loved his cigarettes.
my
He didn't
dad
give a
had-
shit. Oxygen, fine. Full, 100% oxygen to the nose. And he was like, I don't give a damn. I need a cigarette.
My dad
Like,
had
you gonna
another car.
blow your ass up.
Dad had another car. I don't know if you knew about this. Dad had
Which
Grand
one?
National.
No,
Yeah, the
your
Buick Grand
dad
National.
actually had a Buick Grand National, like an
1986
86
Buick
Grand.
National.
Your dad had one of the Holy Grails.
Now he drove the Grand
What?
National until he started. At the same time my mom got Illumina, he got a Dodge Caravan.
Your dad actually was cool.
Yeah, well, the Dodge Caravan, he used the Dodge Caravan to do work stuff because he did carpentry work. And he
Well,
needed
I'd
a
hope
van.
so. You're not working out of the Grand National.
Yeah.
I mean, shit,
So-
got ladder
so-
racks on it and
So the
shit.
Grand National was parked right in front of the Honda, and I was working at Little Caesars at the time. So I went
Pizza,
to
pizza.
so at the time I needed a ride because I would use my dad's van, but then it got to the point where he was like, just take the Grand National to work, right?
No,
So,
he actually let
yeah.
you drive. Dude, what?
I drove it to
After
school.
you just backed the car into an embankment and can't get it
Yeah.
started because, dude, I'm
he
surprised he
let
ever
me
let
drive
you
his
touch
Grand
it.
National, and I took his Grand National and drove it to school. And then
Hold on, though. Did you know what the Grand National was, though, at that age? Did you
I knew it
know
was
what
fast.
that car was,
I didn't
though?
know. I didn't know.
Sought after
I
in
knew it was
production wise.
turbocharged, but it
Probably
said
never would have got
turbo on
rid
it,
of it then, huh?
But it said turbocharged on it.
Right, but you
I
didn't
knew
know
it-
none of the nostalgia behind it or anything, did you?
No, I didn't. All I knew is I knew turbocharged meant more power at the
Mm-hmm.
time, right? And I knew it was fast. So coming out of the school parking lot, a buddy of mine had a Mustang GT, and we'd go racing down the street and stuff.
Damn right.
And that was my first racing adventures. Was
You beat
going
that
racing.
Mustang?
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say, probably wax that ass.
I mean, it was pretty straight up. He would beat me sometimes. I would beat him.
Oh, shit.
But he taught me a trick, and this is what got me in trouble. He taught me how to power shift.
Oh, yeah.
So I was taking it, and I was power shifting.
Damn right.
So on my way to work, I kept on doing that shit. Every red light, every grandma,
Oh, you fucked that whole
everybody.
transmission up.
I would race at every red
You
light.
can't do that on a daily. You probably trashed the
And,
tranny.
Yeah. So then I ruined the transmission in it.
There you go.
And then he put it on the side of the shop. And then my grandfather
Mm-hmm.
was out smoking in the shop, burnt the shop down, burnt the Grand National down, and the Honda Accord.
I remember the shop burned down and all that shit, but I didn't know Gramps actually
Yeah.
burnt up the Grand National.
The Grand National.
Holy
And they were sitting right beside the shop.
How bad was it though? I want to see the burnt shell. Is it still salvageable?
It was
Especially at this
completely
point in my
burned.
life, we could like Fast and Furious it. Remember when it shows up all
Yeah.
charcoaled and shit, and then
Well,
it rolls out
here's the
$100,000 race car?
My dad, all the
Oh.
wreckage from the shop and the two cars. My dad this might be a little legal, but they don't live there anymore, so it don't matter. But
Yeah, he don't give a shit anyways. I'll tell you.
He had a friend with a backhoe, and the guy with a backhoe dug a hole in the ground that was like 10 feet deep,
I mean, it's what you got to do sometimes.
and just
man.
stuffed all that stuff
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the two cars underneath those two heaps that were back there.
It's just gonna turn back into rust, back into minerals,
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, so if we ever wanted to go out there, we'd get a crushed up Grand National, but there's no point in doing that.
Nah,
so.
not if it's completely mangled that bad. Damn.
No, he
son.
took I remember that day when I had the backhoe.
He's
he
all
took the two
power
cars
shifting
and
and
he
tranny
smashed 'em.
slamming into Grand National over here when he should have
Yeah.
known what he
And I
was
didn't
doing
know-
and bought a trans brake for that turbo beast and let her eat off the lines. It
I
really
didn't
showed
know
that
nothing about
Mustang
that.
when you're launching at 11 pounds of booze. that Mustang's like, oh, I done fucked up now.
And then to this day, my dad will say that I owe him a Grand National.
Yeah, I guarantee you will too, especially what they're worth.
He's like, you owe me a 10-second car.
Oh, what a beautiful car though, man. I don't care what anybody says. I just seen a rendition someone put on Facebook. Dude's got a blacked out one. Dude, everything on it's black. It just looks so fucking mean.
Well, I had a car a couple
God, it's
months ago. I
gorgeous.
had one that it wasn't a Grand National, but it was the precursor to Grand National. I had a Buick Century wagon coupe, right?
Mhm.
Or not wagon. It's a Buick Century fastback coupe, right? And
Okay.
they didn't make many of them. And I found it. Buddy of mine, Joe Payne, he has a car lot down there, and I saw it, and I was like, man, that would be a great car to hook up. I got the car, and I got it for $1,500, right?
Oh, yeah.
And or I think it was 1,300.
Nowadays would have been like $9,000.
Yeah, I got the car. It didn't look too bad. It was a brown. It was an old lady car.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It was brown. It had with a tan interior, but it had this Century floor mats to it and everything.
Whatever. Don't let Dirty Mike fool you. He likes dirty cars too.
Yeah.
He doesn't discriminate. There's nothing wrong with that, though.
It had a-
I'm a discriminator. I'm sorry. There's so much shit I won't drive. This dude will drive it. I don't give a shit what you drop off to this kid. He's going to drive it.
Yeah.
And then he's going to
shitboxes.
have the balls to tell you after he's done. He's like, man, it really
I
wasn't
fall in
that
love
bad.
with grandpa cars all the time. This old.
Oh,
grandpa
yeah.
car.
Oh, hell yeah.
This one had a 3.8 V6, which wasn't turbocharged. It was just a straight up carbureted 3.8.
You made like 120 hamster power,
Yeah,
right?
Well,
Something
the
like
valve cover was leaking, right?
that. Oh,
So
okay.
I took the valve cover and I changed over the valve covers.
yeah.
I put some wires on it, and it looked pretty good. I mean, it still had that old. It was just it was a quad. It wasn't a quadrijet, but it was like a Rochester.
Yeah, yeah. that's
two
what it looked
barrel,
Like. Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And cleaned it out, but still, you could put your foot to the floor, and it wouldn't go anywhere.
It's
It
that
was like,
old clapped out ass motor, dude.
Dude,
Even on his best days, wasn't a good motor to be.
no, I'm like
Oh,
surprised they
man.
put this motor in there because it would not carry this car. It was
no.
so big.
Uh-uh.
And I was like, well, it would be better if it had a V8 or
Yeah.
a turbo one or whatever. But yeah, I was that's
But
what
you really got to like that car to want to do that to it.
well, it did have some rust issues. It didn't really have too many rust issues. It had to corner the windows and stuff.
Yeah.
But and then I was like, well, I'd rather sell it and hook up my Camaro.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I had already bought an LS motor and started messing with this 5.3 liter. I
Okay.
was planning on putting LS 5.3 in there.
That
but-
would have been a good swap in that car, though.
Yeah.
5.3 in that little ass damn Century. Even though I hated that car, that was the most hideous shit ever. But it would have been a vast improvement of what it had in it for
and
sure.
it's something that you don't see every. That's the reason
No,
why I
you
like it so
don't.
much. You don't ever see a Century coupe,
Which
like
would
that.
make you mad, especially if you hook that little 5.3 up with a turbo setup on it or something like that, and you're just
Yeah.
walking a dog with this grandma ass ugly car and just a Camaro SS 18-year-old dude's giving it everything he's got, and his girlfriend's just like, if you don't beat that car, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking break up with you, as you're just walking away.
Well, I posted it for
You
sale
know?
for I think I put
Uh.
a $3,000 price tag on it, right, on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh man, that
This
reminds me
guy
of something.
came
Go
all
ahead.
the way. This guy, I think his name was Keelan. He came all the way from Kentucky with his buddies to get this car. And
Do you
he
see
brought a
how
trailer.
vast of a plane you have to search to find someone that
Yeah.
wants one of these? All
Well,
the way
no,
from Kentucky, people. We ain't
Plenty
in
of people
South
messaged me
Carolina
about
over
it.
here.
It's just you got think about Facebook Marketplace. It don't matter what you post on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody's eventually going to buy it.
Someone's gonna buy it. I could take a dump in a bag right now and post it on there. Someone's gonna buy it.
It's a numbers game. So eventually it came to it where this guy had contacted me and everything, come and get it. And he and his buddies drove all the way from Kentucky. Their truck broke down on the way. I mean, it was a big fiasco. But these guys were sort of like those guys that that do the long rides. What's the
Roadkill?
Yeah, roadkill.
Yeah.
These guys are doing their own little roadkill thing.
You got to be kind of roadkillish if you're going all the way from Kentucky to pick up a fucking 80s model Buick
Yeah.
Century. Come
Well,
on,
he
people.
bought it from me, and then since I only put like $150 in parts in it, so I was only
right.
like
You ain't got a lot of money
about
in the car.
$1,700 into it,
Mhm.
and he gave me $2,300 for it, so I made a little bit of money off of it. He's happy, And then he takes it home, puts some wheels on it, and puts an LS swap in it. And now it looks badass.
Oh yeah, he LS swapped it, really?
Yeah, he put a 5.3 in it. I
Wow,
think.
no shit.
And I think he's still working on it. I don't think it's completely finished yet, but all he did was change the wheels, and it changed the whole look of the car.
Right, yeah.
Put some mag wheels on it.
Well, I mean,
It's very
of course
nice.
it would, because the wheels on it were crap. I mean, like
Yeah.
we talked about, any little things like that. But you wouldn't want to. Like I said
Hubcaps.
about that car is so ugly, you wouldn't want to change anything on it. I'd literally try to keep white walls on it with a 600 horsepower motor just so I can fish all day long with that car. They're gonna laugh at you when you're like, "No, man, I can take your Mustang." They're gonna be like, "Dog, I got $100. Says that brown shit ain't doing nothing." And then you walk the dog. I mean, you're farm trucking Asian with that car all day long, dude. That is your dung beetle. But that reminds me, though, talking about cars for sale and stuff, article I was reading today, Ken Block's 1977 F-150s for sale. The one he used his Jim Kahanas and Clown Kahana videos. That all-wheel drive badass Ford EcoBoost 3.6 liter that's making 970 horsepower, I'm pretty sure, is for sale right now for $1.1 million, boys. But get this, though. The way he's selling it seems to me that he's not just selling it. He doesn't want, some old dick to buy this truck to sit around, because I was reading an article and it literally says he's going to give you an extra motor that goes with it, all kinds of extra parts that come with the truck. Sounds like you want someone to actually use the truck. And how the fuck would you buy Ken Block's truck and not use it, But man, if you want to look that up so Mikey can see the pictures of the truck I'm talking about, it is a piece of dude. And it's got I'm gonna fuck this all up, okay? Because I've only watched the building of that truck once, but they use like a Heim joint, like a linking chassis, dude, where you can remove parts off the truck easily. Parts of the chassis, just they interlock real quick. You can remove the entire ass end of the truck. You can remove the entire front end of the truck super quick to be able to repair it, swap it out real quick. I was like, what?
Yeah.
You know what you're doing over there? Ken Block's Ford F-150, 1977 F-150. Come on,
Oh, I've seen
man.
a lot of the Ken Block stuff, especially that Mustang Gymkhana video that you had.
Dude, Ken Block's just the man. I love his Gymkhana work. It's unbelievable,
Yeah.
man. That guy is fucking legend at
That's
driving.
my idea.
Look at
for
that
the
thing,
Camaro.
B-man. Look at that. Shoot that over here for us.
Yeah.
Look at that bad boy, right? All-wheel drive, 3.9 liter EcoBoost. The intake on this, though. This is the truck that has that intake. I'm pretty sure this is a truck that has the intake that was what do you call it? 3D printed. That's the 3D printed intake on that motor. Right there.
914 horsepower.
It's custom made for that Ford truck. Yeah, isn't that sick, dude?
Yeah.
All-wheel drive, 914 horsepower. It makes like 706 foot-pounds of torque, I think. Look at how nasty that truck is, dude.
That's
Look at
what
it.
I'm gonna
It's
build
like
this
the
shit when that
sickest machine in
Dogecoin
the
hits.
world. That's what I need right here. A country boy in South Carolina needs that truck. Ken, if you just want to give it away, buddy, I swear to God, I'll do everything I can to drive like you. I'll make you proud, Dale. Oh my God, look at that thing. It's a piece of art, man. And it does not need to sit nowhere. That truck deserves to have just tires blowing off of it 24/7. And if you
I like
see the way,
wide body on it.
you know what got me into watching Ken Block is the first time I stumbled behind his Jim Kahana and his vehicle's literally chained to something. I forgot what it was chained to, and he's just sitting there blowing the fucking tires off, and the car's just sitting there wide open. Not to mention, before he even starts like spinning tires, he literally gets in the car, starts the car, floorboards it, and then just sits there adjusting shit while it's racking out for its life. The car's just sitting there going, "Wah, ding, 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 ding," and he's like, "Let me put my seatbelt on. Let me put this on." I'm like, this dude has the holy grail of motors.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that truck is insane. But yeah, they want $1.1 million for it right now, which I think is a bargain, man. I really do. You can say that truck's overpriced all you want, but
Well, hey, let's wrap this
Okay.
thing up, man. What do you got? Any takeaways from this episode?
no, it was a good episode, man. I enjoyed it as always. But yeah,
Men always take baths. True men take
no, they
baths.
don't. No, they don't. Like I said, put down in the comments, people, whether you take a bath or a shower, and whether a full-grown man should take a bath, and post it. It's one thing to take it with your lady, but by yourself, it's weird. It's creepy, dog. Come
Also,
on.
check out our Instagram page. Check out our Facebook group.
Check out our Patreon account. You like what we're doing on the show here, please help us out any way you can. This was going to keep the show going, so it's going to keep the show growing. So please check us out on Patreon.
Yeah, let's try to get to 1,000 subs.
Let's get our subs going. Let's get our views up. Check the like button. Check the subscribe. Let's do this, people. Whether you like it or not, we're coming back. That's our recipe. Our recipe is going to be to flood it. We're just going to hit you with everything, and we're not going to stop. So you're going to like it sooner or
Nobody's
later.
safe. Squatted trucks suck.
Everybody loves the fat baby sooner or later.
All right, peace out.
Later.